Alright, let's talk about being psychic. Sounds fun, huh? Sounds like, oh boy, you could do this, you could do that, you'd know this, you'd know that. Well, I'm going to tell you a story. It's not really that fun. It's not fun at all, in fact. What does psychic mean, actually? It means that when you're around somebody, or you're somewhere, you get pictures, and you see things in your head of the people around you, and you can tell everything that they've done in their life. And from the outside, they may appear to be just normal people, but you know what they have done in their past. Everybody does evil things or cruel things. Unfortunately for the psychic, they know these things when they are around you. I recently have been asked by the state to go on a jury trial, and I went to this jury trial, and I actually made it to the jury, and I was down to the last 12 or something, and I was being asked by this lawyer about the case, and he asked me, he said, what did I think? And I told him, I said, you really don't want to know what I think. And then he asked me why, and I said, because as a child I was abused by white people, and I know exactly what these two people have done in their past, and they're not innocent, neither of them. And he grilled me some more, and I had to open up a little more because he kept on grilling me in front of all these people, and eventually I got kicked off the jury. Well, no, the case ended in it was a mistrial. So anyway, about a year later I got a call again to go on a jury, and it says at the bottom of the page, if you have any reason to believe that you can't or shouldn't be on a jury, please inform us. So I wrote this like 3 or 4 page thing about who I am, what I think, what I know, and why I shouldn't be on a jury. So what am I saying? I'm saying right there is the problem is being psychic means you have no innocence. It means you know everything. So you say, well, why don't you can you just turn it off and on? Well, you can't turn it off and on, unfortunately. If that were so, that would be very nice. But what it does actually is it makes it very difficult to be around people, because, like I said, you know things that they would never tell you, and a lot of people wouldn't even admit to themselves, like mentally ill people, schizophrenia, for instance. How do you tell them that they're schizophrenic? The reason I hang out in the forest is to be away from people, because in the forest my psychic gifts, I don't think they're gifts, it's almost a curse, but when I'm out in the forest, I understand the forest, I understand the trees, I understand the air, the land. I just feel so calm in there, and I feel so like innocent. That's the word. But when I'm out in the world, I don't feel innocent at all. In what I do in this forest, research and all that kind of stuff, I find that, and I've opened this up for people, is to comment and write to me. And I do have a lot of people that write to me and stuff like that. And I have people from all walks of life, etc. And they ask me all sorts of questions from, I'll say it, from God to you name it. And they like to make suggestions in my life and stuff like that. But what I find is underlying things are a problem, because when they do write to me, I actually see who they are, and it kind of makes it difficult. And but I can't just turn around and tell them all these things that I see about them, because they're actually asking me things. But I see things that I don't want to know, and I see things that I wish I hadn't seen or knew or anything about them. And it kind of irks me, and it bothers me. Oh, here's another one. Being psychic. It's so fun. At night, and even during the day, I'll get these people coming to me. And what I find out is that they just had a car crash or something, or they just died some way. And the worst of all is when there's a natural disaster. And I'll have all these people come to me in the night, in my dreams, and leave me their names and all that, and try to kind of talk to me. And I try not to, but it's very difficult. And I was asking some shaman type people one day, and they said that they see my light, that I have a bright aura or something like that. And it's a white light, I guess. And all the people that have just previously died see my light as being very bright and head towards me. And what I've learned is to just tell them in my mind that everything is okay and everything will be fine and stuff like that. And I do feel sorry for you and all that kind of stuff. And I wish them well. But at the time when they come, sometimes it can be very horrific. And I get to experience that because that's what they're wanting somebody to see. But there's nothing I can do about it. And so that's being psychic. I'm gonna cut right now, right here. So can being psychic help anybody? It can, I guess, in some ways, because once you know something about somebody, or what they've done in their past, or where they're going in their future, you can help steer them to a better path, let's say. But at the same time, the burden is on you, because you have to experience all this stuff in your own mind. And with that and all the other things you're trying to do in your own life, it gets very difficult to have to take on everybody's burden, as it were. So like I say, what I do is I try to stay as far away from people as I can, and I hang out in the mountains and forests, and I soak in the world, and that's about where it's at. So being psychic, it really isn't any fun. So if you see these videos or TV shows, etc., about psychic children and all that, you should really you should feel sorry for the people, because their innocence is gone. They have no innocence. It's not a nice thing. Can you use your powers? Your gifts? Oh, sure you can. Should you use your gifts? No. No, you shouldn't. Because you can bend things your way. So having a gift becomes a way of getting what you want, should you use it that way, because you aren't innocent and you do know everything about everything, and you see where everything can go, and you see the whole situation, and you see the whole future. So again, being psychic isn't very fun. So what do? You can't turn it off. It's just there. It's always there, telling you what's going to happen. So it's a disorder, I think. I guess for law enforcement and all that kind of stuff, it would be great. But at the same time, it would be a horrible burden to be around criminally insane people, etc., like that, you know, and maybe it would be good, but I doubt it. It would be more fun to just hang out in the woods with wildlife and all that kind of stuff. But where does that bring me now? Well, I know the future. I see past. I know what can be. I write to people because they write to me, and I shouldn't even go there. Okay, we're gonna cut there. So what is my job? Or could be my job? Well, it probably couldn't and shouldn't be anything, actually, because, like I said, it takes a toll on the person that has to know everything about everybody, and everybody wants to know, and they ask you, and you can't tell them the truth. You can tell them itsy bitsy parts of the truth, and knowing that that's not going to help them, that they'll take that the wrong way, because you can't actually tell them why you're saying what you're saying without hurting their feelings or doing something else to the person. Because people really just don't want to know, and they really get upset when you start to tell them about themselves, and it's all true, and something that they don't want anybody else to know about, and they try to even hide it from themselves. And everybody has their demons, like I said, and I unfortunately get to see all that kind of stuff and know all that kind of stuff. So, like I said, where does that bring me? It brings me to where I am at, I guess. You know, let me tell you another story. Well, this isn't just another story, but when I was young, I said, I'm going to write music. And my parents, well, beat the crap out of me. and wouldn't let me do it. And oh, that brings me to this. When my father adopted me, well, my parents adopted me, he told me when I was 18, not 18, 16, and I was actually, he had pushed my buttons a little too much that day, and I actually was going to go out and commit suicide. I was going to take my motorcycle and just ram it into a wall. Didn't really matter to me. I just kind of just like said, this is it. And anyway, he told me, he said, you know, he goes, when he adopted you, he goes, the day you came to my house, I hated you. And you know what? That saved my life that day. Him telling me that, because he actually told me the truth for the first time ever. He told me that. He said, you're actually a nice person. He goes, but I hated you. And that's why he did everything he did all my life. And luckily, I had a woman in my dreams that came to me, and she saved me when I was a child and taught me all about life, and would take me on these journeys in the dream world, and I loved it. I loved her, and she loved me, and that's what kept me alive and kept me going. And she taught me how to use my gifts, and to I shouldn't say that, because I really don't know how to use them, but she taught me not to use them, let's say, and stuff like that. So anyway, I just lost my train of thought again. So anyway, being psychic isn't all that fun. Oh, I know what I was going to talk about. Here's one for you. Oh yeah, I was talking about that I was going to do music and all that kind of stuff, and but my parents kind of beat the crap out of me and stopped that. And when I was about 17, I picked up a guitar one day, and I started writing music. And I just played. I could play and play and play, and you'd think that I knew how to play music, or I had been taught, and I hadn't. And so that is a true gift, I think, because I can play music on any instrument, I would think, and create songs that sound like I know what I'm doing. And I actually have no clue. Like, I play piano. I don't know how to play a piano, but when I put my fingers on a piano or any instrument, all of a sudden all these songs come out, just one after another. I can sit there and play a whole concert, and I actually don't know how I do it, but what I did was I started to record things that I used to do, and because I realized that out of years and years and years and years and years of just playing songs, that maybe I should record some of them, and for posterity or whatever, and that's what I do. I also do artwork. I do all sorts of creation. And if I don't know anything in this world, what I do is I ask myself in my dream world what the answer would be, and or what should I do, and I usually get my answer within a day, or that night, or the day after that. But oh, that brings me to this. Using psychic gifts. Okay, maybe I used to do parlor tricks. I call them parlor tricks because I won't do anything well, I'll just tell you the parlor tricks. Like sometimes I'll be talking to somebody and they'll ask me, oh, well, can you show anything? And so I'll do a parlor trick. Like I took this 1-inch thick roller out of I was working at this factory, and I took this rolling roller. It was about 12 inches long and 1 inch thick, and it was solid metal, and it was perfectly made to be a roller. And so I rolled it on this metal desk, and which was totally flat, and it rolled perfectly. And so I said, watch this. And I picked it up and grabbed it with my 2 fingers, my thumb and my index finger, and I held it for a few minutes, and then I rolled it, and it was bent. And let's see, so that's parlor tricks. I've done all sorts of things like that. People sometimes want to see ghosts or something, and I'll just conjure them up, and to me that's just parlor tricks. But I know that I could do other things, but I feel that I'm not supposed to. For some reason, I'm not supposed to abuse what I have. That maybe just knowing things about people and the past and the future, that's what my gift or burden is supposed to be. It's not supposed to be used for monetary gain or anything like that. And perhaps I'm just wandering now. I mean, anyway, I think I'm just going to cut this, and we'll see what people have to say about it. Okay? So, cheerio.